The Pokemon TCG is completely broken right now, and we're going to tell you how we're going to fix it in today's episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Gym Leaders Podcast, where we talk all things Pokemon TCG. I'm Travis with TCG Funhouse.
And I'm ASX with ASX TCG, ready to talk about fixing the Pokemon TCG today.
That's right. Before you guys get all up into a tizzy and start keyboard worrying the heck out of my comment section right now, we love the Pokemon TCG. We love it. We're here for it. There's just a few things that I really think that the Pokemon Company can do to improve the game, the collectability, and really just the overall experience for everybody that loves to do all of those things, to collect, to play, even to invest, all that stuff. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But I just wanted to make sure that I did say we love the Pokemon TCG. Don't you love the Pokemon TCG, ASX?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why I keep coming back every week to talk to you guys, and do videos here on my channel as well. Yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, like you said, today is just, some suggestions, some nice suggestions to the Pokemon Company on what we think, could possibly improve it.
I agree well. And right before we get into what we think, I want you guys to leave in the comment section here on YouTube. If you're watching here on YouTube, comment down below the one thing that you would change about the Pokemon TCG. Just one, the one thing that you would change. So do that while you're down there. Drop a sub. And if you are listening on the audio platforms, please give us a 5-star review and follow the channel here on Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, iTunes. Thank you guys so much for listening. Really appreciate it. But without further ado, let's dive right in. And the very first thing that I would do in the Pokemon TCG ASX is I would put a holographic in every single pack, and I would remove reverse holos. I would do both of those things right away. Reverse holos, to me, have outstayed their welcome. I understand what they were about when they first started making reverse holos back in the day. They are not any more expensive than any of the regular cards. As somebody who sells a ton of singles and a cheap bulk singles over on TCG Player, the reverse holo is not worth any more than the regular common, uncommon, or regular rare of that version of the card, even if it's a normal holographic. It's just not worth any more, and if it is, it's like 1 cent or 2 cents more. Now, the only thing it does for me is it makes it extraordinarily frustrating to complete master sets. Especially if you're going to be giving us 280 card sets. If you're going to keep giving us 280 card sets, now most binders only fit 360 cards. So now you're giving me a master set that's going to require 2 binders by still giving us reverse holos. I'm completely not okay with that. Reverse holos need to quit. Nobody gets excited over reverse holos anymore. I got a 4-year-old that opens packs quite often. Doesn't give 2 rats craps about a freaking reverse holo at all. But then on top of that, I would put a holographic card in every single pack. Now, it would kind of diminish, the excitement of pulling a holo. But what it would do is it would make every pack just feel a little bit more special. The days of, picking up 3 or 4 booster packs at your local Target or Walmart, getting, 4 green codes and no even regular holographic makes you just completely not want to collect the TCG anymore. It really does. It's so demeaning and so demoralizing. It's terrible. And I think that you could fix that sort of negativity in the Pokemon, opening game by just throwing a holo in every pack, right? So what do you think about my adjustments so far?
Yeah, no, I'd have to agree with you. I definitely say the reverses I feel like they're getting old. You're 100% right when you say it is absolutely frustrating when those are some of the last couple cards that are in your master set. I went through that myself with
tedious.
Champion's Path. It is. I can't even tell you, man. The last reverse holo that I needed was like the Team Yell Grunt reverse holo, and I stupidly opened up way too many boxes
just for that one card. You could have got the card for like 15 cents on TCG Player, bro.
I know. All right, it was early on in my collecting days, but yeah, I got it. I got it, and I gotta tell you, I was, through the roof, over the moon, happy that I got it when I did. But that experience alone helped me feel exactly how you're feeling about the reverse holos. Like I just do not feel like it's something that we need. Yeah, it adds a little bit more shine to the pack, but when it comes down to it, we all toss those reverse holos aside. We're interested in what's right behind that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I definitely feel like, those could go, and I wouldn't be, too upset about that. When you're talking about putting a holo in every pack, I like that idea as well. That felt great. Again, in Champions Path,
you and Champions Path, man.
Man, it was a fun set, but we had our ups and downs. Anyways, it was fun, to be able to get a holo or better, in every pack. At least, you were at least getting them a Champions Path. Not a complete dud of a pack. So I agree with you. It'll definitely diminish it a little bit. It definitely did in that set,
Yeah.
But I think you would feel a little bit more fulfilled if you did walk away with something a little bit shiny than no shine at all.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's a lot of successful TCGs out there right now that add a foil card in every single pack, and it really is a good selling point. Some TCGs even put like 2 rares in every pack. So like all the card fight Vanguard stuff, you get 2 rares anchoring every single pack. Which makes it just a little bit more exciting to open up, it really does.
Exactly.
But that being said, what's the first thing that you would change, ASX, about the Pokemon TCG?
Yeah, so this is a big one for me, especially because, I open a lot of product here on YouTube as well. And it's actually the code cards, changing up how the code cards look. I do not like how we have green codes and we have white codes, and now we have
white border, black border,
bordered cards, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anytime that you open up a pack and, you might open it up a different way and you catch a glimpse of the color of that code card. I don't know about you guys out there, but my excitement for opening that pack went straight into the floor as soon as I saw that it was a color that, I wasn't going to get a hit in. I've been, super lucky before and, gotten a hit in a green code card when there's an error, but that doesn't happen too often. So
Darkness Ablaze.
It happens all the time in Darkness Ablaze. I actually pulled the Charizard VMAX in a green code. It's pretty awesome. But I just feel like that just totally takes away, from the excitement of opening the pack as soon as you know what it is. And it's not even the backs of the cards. Bit of a disclaimer here. If you didn't know, the front
before
of the card
before you say that, before you tell them, if you want to skip ahead in the video 30 seconds so it doesn't get even more ruined for you, then do that.
Yes. I gotta say it though. So yes, please skip ahead. All right, I think those people skipped ahead. So everybody that stayed, yes, there are identifying marks on the front of the card as well. As I'm sure you know, up in the top where the website is, it'll say TCGO or redeem. If it's a redeem, it's a green code. At TCGO, it's a white code. However, there is another one, and if you can see on screen, like above the code there where you'd actually type that code in, there's another small little code. And at the end of that, if it ends in a 0, it's a hit. If it ends in a 2, it's a green code. So I'm sorry for shattering your world there. If you didn't know that, yes, that code right there. So yes, sorry if you didn't know that, guys.
Whoever claimed that, congratulations. Hope you get something good.
Free code card. But yeah, I really wish they would change that, because even opening up packs, I used to give a lot of the code cards away on my channel, and I would do my very best to hide all of those codes, and it just got to the point where I couldn't even hide it from myself anymore. So going through editing my videos, I mean, I could tell, the expression on my face was already not super excited, because I saw what I thought it was going to be already. You guys
drags
might
the
not
content
have known,
down a little bit, like
it just takes that excitement away. So that
well, and people watching it,
absolute...
why would they even stick through to the end of the pack? Like if
Exactly.
they saw that you had a green code, like, or especially like on shorts or something like that, like if you're opening a short and it's a green code, or you can tell in the front, you see those two things, like
it's done.
Skip next. Next. Yep.
Exactly.
I got you. I feel you.
So that's my number one thing, just to improve experience, overall.
And I agree with you 100%. In today's day and age, I don't understand why they can't print two different weights. If they're all packed separately anyway, it shouldn't be hard to put the same image on both of the cards. It shouldn't be that hard, it really shouldn't be. And the fact that the front has those differences, there's no reason for them to have the different fronts on them whatsoever. The only reason why I think this might happen is if the factory that does the packing specifically looks for that number and goes to put it in a particular pack. They've got to have some form of smart, factory line system that scans probably that top number is probably what it does. It probably scans that top number and determines that if it's a 2, it goes here. If it's a 0, it goes there. Which, if you have to do something like that, that's fine. But it doesn't mean that you got to have two different color backs. Like, that's the biggest telltale,
Oh, 100%.
It's really easy to avoid looking at that additional number up there. It's not easy to go, oh, this is black and this is white. Ooh, oh, wow. Guess I'm not getting anything here. So I agree with you 100%. That's definitely a content creator gripe for numero uno. But I'll tell you this, as somebody who has a 4-year-old that opens a lot of packs, he knows the difference. He's 4, and he knows the difference between getting a white code and a green code, and he won't even finish opening the pack. Seriously.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Like, if he gets a peek of it, he'll just, throw the pack down. Oh, it's a green code. Just throw it all down on the ground. He won't even go through the cards anymore because he's upset. Yeah. And it's just a killer.
Man. I feel him. Right, I'm right there.
It's just a bumskis for sure when something like that happens. But let's move forward here. Something else that I would change in the Pokemon TCG is, I'm gonna make another 2-parter, right? So I kind of had a 2-parter in the first one. I'm gonna give you a 2-parter again because they're kind of similar. First off, I would make shiny Pokemon cards significantly less prevalent, significantly more rare. And this is kind of a problem that has just creeped up recently. They're giving us a lot of shiny Pokemon cards very recently, just like they gave us 2 shiny Charizards back to back. And, that's just not, it's just not cool. It really makes it feel less special to me. In my eyes, there is no reason why there should have been a shiny Charizard in Champion's Path. It should have just been the Rainbow Charizard, the Full Art Charizard in the ETB. Because I guarantee you, if that shiny Charizard wasn't in there, the Rainbow Charizard would be worth more. 100%.
Yeah.
The fact that there was two Charizard chases in one set kind of diminished the price of both of them, in my opinion. And it would have made the Shining Fates Charizard worth more and more sought after at the same token. So, that's my thoughts on that one. And kind of piggyback off of that is mythical Pokemon being printed as uncommon or regular rare cards is super, this is such a nitpicky thing, but it is so ridiculous to me that arguably the most powerful Pokemon in the entire genre are just getting printed as unplayable, uncommon cards. That is so ridiculous to me. Every single mythical Pokemon should at least be an ultra rare or better. Or if you really wanted to make it special, I would even say they're only specialty cards. They're only full arts, or they're only rainbow rares, something like that. It would really add to the mystique of mythical Pokemon, which mythical Pokemon in recent years has kind of diminished, but they used to be so special. Yeah. And they were so, they had so much mysticism and mystique around them, and they were just, you had no clue what they were. And they're one of a kind Pokemon. There's only one Arceus. There's only one Jirachi, to where there's 1,000, Charmanders, 1,000,000 Charmanders. There's only one Arceus,
Right, right.
And it should be treated as such, you know? RCS hasn't really gotten, you know, the same disrespect that, like, I mean, look at Darkrai. Darkrai just got an uncommon card in Fusion Strike.
Yeah.
What? Are you freaking
that
kidding me?
Blew my mind when I saw that. I was, yeah.
Like, there's more rare I think Wishy-Washy, like, is more rare often than the freaking Darkrai is. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's Darkrai. So those are two things that I would change. I would make mythical Pokemon more special. And same thing with legendaries, you know, all legendary Pokemon should only be ultra rare or better. There's no reason I should get a Virizion regular rare. Like, it diminishes their value. And then I would also, gosh, what did I say the first time? Do you remember? The shiny Pokemon. Yeah. I had to look at my notes again. I was like, oh God, I was just off on a tangent. But yeah, same thing with the shiny Pokemon, man. So like Steam Siege, do you know Steam Siege had like 7 shiny Pokemon in it?
Yeah, I didn't realize it for a while. But yeah, it does. Totally does.
Completely
like
useless.
The cards that are like kind of split in half, right?
And they're all under $1. They're all under $1. Shiny Galvantula, shiny Asmorel, like come on, like do better with the shiny Pokemon. Like back when all the shiny Pokemon were gold stars, absolutely amazing. And then they gave us like Call to Legend, which had like, you know, 10 or like 8 or 10 shiny Pokemon in it too. Like give me one set that has shiny, like I'm cool with that. But Hidden Fates, Shiny Fates, now all the gold cards have shiny variants on them as well, and now they just announced the next Japanese set is going to have sparkling shiny Pokemon, shining legends. Like, it's just too much. Every subset has, like, shiny Pokemon inside. I'm over it. It's too much. Yeah. It's too much, you know? What do you think about my thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It definitely takes away a little bit, you know, both looking at shiny Pokemon and mythical Pokemon, kind of mashing them together there. I definitely think it does take away from them. You know, with all the different shiny, you know, Pokemon and stuff that we've had right now, and I mean, you can see it, you know, if you go to TCG Player and look at all the prices on there, like they are down in the floor for like Shining Fates and, you know, even Hidden Fates is really low for a lot of the shinies.
Yeah.
And those are like, you know, when we were having those sets, those are like the most sought after cards, right? And there's just so many of them. They're so overprinted.
Remember the hype around Hidden Fates, man?
Yeah. You know? It was insane, and I just feel like the shiny Pokemon have lost their shine a little bit.
They really have.
For sure. And you know, going to the mythical Pokemon being printed, you know, on uncommon and common cards is, that's a bummer too, because you're right. Like those are some of the most powerful Pokemon, and when you get them on an uncommon card that's, you know, unusable in gameplay, then it's just like, oh, you know, just got another Mew. Cool. Mew's awesome, but
got another Mew. You think you would ever say that? Oh, just got another Mew. Whatever.
Right. Right, exactly. You know, so that it definitely it takes away, you know, from that. And I would like to see, you know, I like your idea, you know, putting those on, you know, ultra rares or better, and making them a little bit harder to pull, right?
Yeah.
As much as, you know, I hate to say, you know, make the pull rates worse, right? Because we all want to pull all those cards like right away. But in the long run, I think it makes it more fun. You know, I do like that chase a little bit, you know, and it helps when you're not getting like, you know, 4 or 5 of the same, you know, V Pokemon or something like that. You know, if you could, you know, make it harder and, you know, put those mythical Pokemon that we're really, you know, looking to get.
Why wouldn't you just create? Why wouldn't you just create a new rarity, legendary rare?
Yeah,
done.
No, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Legendary rare, mythical rare. Its own style of card. Legendary rare, only legendary Pokemon come in it, and you do that for every single set.
No, I think that would be cool. I think that would kind of, you know, be a little bit like, in not saying that they have to look like this, but kind of like amazing rares, you know?
Yeah.
And you were talking earlier, you know, taking away the reverse slot. Well, why don't we throw something like that in there? I know that people love opening up, you know, Vivid Voltage and Shining Fates, the 2 sets that had amazing rares, because you could get those double banger packs, right? And it felt good to get one of those amazing rares. So yeah, if we could fill that in with a mythical Pokemon amazing rare, if you will, then I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And I really do love the stuff like the amazing rares and the Prism Stars and stuff like that.
And Prism Stars, yeah.
And if I remember correctly, let me see here, but I'm pretty sure that every amazing rare is at least a legendary Pokemon. or better.
So, yeah.
Yes. So, it's Raikou, Yveltal. Yeah, they're all mythicals or legendaries. Jirachi's a mythical, Celebi's mythical. All the rest of them are just legendary Pokemon cards. I love that. Why would you not just continue that? Every time.
I was bummed when they didn't.
Dude, every time. But, like, people are like, oh, I'd like to get a Pikachu Amazing Rare. Like, no. Just keep all the Amazing Rares as legendary Pokemon and continue to give them to us to where now every single time you print, a legendary or mythical Pokemon, it comes in an Amazing Rare. Like, that's so cool, man. That's so cool. Just spitballing right there. That's fantastic. That's so cool, man. We're geniuses. What else you got over there, man?
For sure. Yeah. So we both, we were talking, before this episode, we both kind of had a similar one. I said, printing, more of a variety of Pokemon cards and kind of changing that up in a set because it just feels like, we get a lot of the same cards. And then you had said, more viable cards to the TCG as well. And I 100% agree with that. We have so many cards in every set now, it feels like, right? That, all the commons and uncommons that we have are just really not playable in the TCG at all. There are a handful, that you need for, some like evolution decks or, to do evolutions within another deck that you have for, different abilities and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there are just, I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. There's a meta, right? There's always a meta in the TCGs. And, if you're not playing a meta deck, you're probably not winning, to be honest with you. And, a lot of the cards that we have in each and every set just don't really fit into a deck at all. And I think if they made more cards that were more viable in the TCG, that would actually get people more interested in playing as well. I think they kind of started to do that a little bit with, single strike, rapid strike, and fusion strike cards, because there are more decks out there that, have more cards that aren't your ultra rare Vs and better.
Yeah.
Those cards are kind of the base of the deck. But I still feel, when they give us, 280 cards in a set, excuse me, there's like 150 of those cards that are never going to even see the light of day, just because they're not viable at all. Yeah. And, I don't want to take away, some of those cards are probably people's favorite Pokemon. My boy Arcanine never gets an awesome card, that we get to play in the TCG. So I would definitely like to see, some cards that are a little bit more viable in the TCG. I mean, that's what the game, that's what it is. It's it's a game that you're meant to take the cards that you get in the packs and put them in a deck and play with. So, I feel like if they could, kind of get back to that, as a, more of a main mindset that they have when they're creating sets, I think that would make sets a little bit more interesting,
especially for like the commons and uncommons and regular rares and stuff like that, right? Or
exactly,
especially for those types of cards, it would make it would make the TCG so much more viable to like open. And even if you're not a player and you're a collector, like I would be able to sell more common and uncommon cards, or more trainer cards, right? Because everybody's got the same dang cards in their deck, right? Everybody's running some version of Quick Ball, Marnie, and then I'm looking at Limitless right now. So Limitless has a breakdown of the last tournament right here. Six people in the top 12 or top 13, excuse me, ran a Calyrex deck. A Calyrex and Teleon deck was like 6 of the top 13 people. 3 of them played Arceus, Galarian, Moltres, and 3 of them played Rapid Strike, Urshifu, and Teleon deck as well. So it's like, when you have that kind of just no variety whatsoever, it's just not that cool. Because you got to remember the meta, the standard includes so many sets right now, and everybody's playing the same 3 or 4 decks, right? Because that's what meta is. It's like you got to have one of these meta decks, but they got to find a way to have more counters, to have more viable ways to play that are also fun, so you're not just creating a turtle deck to try to, or I need to create this deck to completely counter the Calyrex deck and hope that I play a Calyrex deck, because if I go in against, someone's got a Zacian deck, I'm screwed because my deck is completely made to go against Calyrex, and it's like
exactly.
It creates this thing, this big, issue, and you get strategy and stuff. But if you just made even just 100% more cards viable, right? Just give me 2 times or 3 times the amount of cards that are currently viable right now. And you can do that pretty easily. Like the reason why people play Inteleon so much is because of the ability. If you just give that ability, the same ability under a different name to other Pokemon, you can make a lot more of these Pokemon more viable, give the same ability to the Cinderace line, to a Greninja line, just something different, right? To where it's not always, he has a Drizzle deck, he's got a Drizzle deck, it's just like, come on.
It's all about Drizzle right now.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. But yeah, so, and then they rotate cards in and out, and they just wait for it to come back. Like Ultra Ball is coming back, and Brilliant Star, I believe Ultra Ball is being printed. So that's going to be very viable in all the future decks coming out now. But do you have to get that one? No, I can just go back into my old collection and pull out my old Ultra Balls and start using those right away. So it's just so strange with the way that it kind of runs currently, where it's like, okay, we're not going to let you use the Ultra Ball for about 6 to 8 months. Then we're going to reprint it, and now we're back in the exact same meta that we were in a year ago, and it's just different. It's like, come on, just spread it out a little bit more, and there would be more for buyers and sellers as well. So I don't know. It's just, I agree with you.
You brought up a good point. I think that would definitely make actual like competitive tournament play a lot more interesting as well. Because like you said, like 6 of the decks were Calyrex decks. Like, how fun is that to like watch? Just constantly watching
Calyrex versus Calyrex.
Exactly. Yeah. So another great point to to this point here is that we just need to see some more variety. I agree.
Yeah. So the next one here, this is probably the last one we talk about, but right before we get to that, I do want to touch on this real quick. I would like them to make the TCG a little more collector friendly as well, which is funny to say because, there's a lot of players right now who are going, everything is for collectors, everything, and they're screaming at me right now. But what I mean by that is, and I'm just going to touch on it briefly, is give us more types of rarity cards, that don't necessarily have to have the blank Pokemon back, right? Because they're so limited in the amount of cards and the amount of types of cards that they can print, because every card needs to be viable in the TCG. And I completely disagree with that 100%. I think that it's okay if you make cards specifically for collectors. You don't need to cater everything towards the game players, right? That is a big part of it, and it will always be a big part of it. But it's okay to, I mentioned in the last podcast, something like a Clarity Rare. I would love to have a card like that, and lo and behold, somebody in the comment section said that would be impossible because all the cards need to be playable. I say nay, they do not have to be whatsoever. And even like thickness of cards, like if you're a sports card collector, a lot of the cards are really, really thick, like to fit the jersey pieces inside. They have foldable cards, like they have all kinds of stuff that are very cool and unique to sports cards because they can look like whatever they want to look like. Die cut cards. Tell me how cool it would be to get a Charizard card that's completely cut out in the shape of a Charizard with nothing else.
That would be sick.
It would be sick. It'd be amazing. Awesome. But you can't do that because everything is printed to be played in the game. I say it's time to be a little bit more collector aware, just like how Magic the Gathering started to make those art cards and stuff like that. Like, I'm fine with that sort of stuff, and I would like to see Pokemon progress a little bit more in that direction as well. But the last big topic that I want to talk about here with you, where was it here, is just the size of the sets and whatnot. Like, they're way too freaking big, man. They're way too big. There's no reason to have 260 cards in one set. And I touched upon it briefly a little bit about when I was talking about the reverse holos. You need like 500 cards, 520 cards to complete a master set nowadays.
Oh my gosh.
That is freaking ridiculous. Back in the day, when it was base set and jungle and fossil and everything had like 70 cards in each set, that might be a little bit low, but even during the X and Y era, there was like 120, 140 cards in the set. I think that's a nice little sweet spot right there. You don't need any more than that. Anything between 100 and 150 would be completely fine on a complete set. And they're just way too big for me. And to piggyback off of that, I'm going to bring up one of your points that you made, and I want to make it into one entry. Stop giving us the same Pokemon over and over and over again. You can really cut down the size of these sets by not reprinting 7 Cinderace cards since the damn Galar region was released. I don't need any more Score Bunnies. I love you, Pokemon TCG, but I do not need another Score Bunny in my life. In my life. If you go over to TCG Player and just click on Score Bunny, there's already like 2 pages of possible Score Bunnies.
Oh my gosh. That's insane.
What? Like, that's way too much. And, and to piggyback off that again, is we don't need 2 of the same Pokemon in the same set. Fusion Strike, that happened like 7 times. There's actually 2 different Cinderaces in Fusion Strike.
Yeah.
Why?
Right?
Why?
No, I totally agree with you. And I understand why they put 2 Cinderaces, but they didn't need to, or Centiskorches, or Cinderace and Centiskorch. I think
Centiskorch got 2. I think Wooloo, isn't there like 2 Wooloos or something? Like, why do you have 2 different Wooloos in Fusion Strike?
Right. Well, what I realize is it's because one of them is like a Rapid Strike or a Fusion Strike or whatever, and the other one is not. However, I mean, we already have like 6 other that are not Fusion Strike, Rapid Strike, or Single Strike. Like, just
make more cards viable. Make more cards viable, and you won't have to give us another fucking Cinderace.
Exactly. And there's so many other Pokemon that we haven't seen for so many sets, or even some eras. Some Pokemon we haven't seen come back. And there's so many other Pokemon that we can throw in there that it would just make the set more interesting, because you're like, oh, I haven't seen that Pokemon in a really long time. It's nice, seeing that versus, my 6 Cinderace again, so I 100%, I agree with you there. And yes, you can definitely cut down on the size of these sets by cutting out some of those Pokemon as well. I mean, just lowering the size, I think, kind of helps fix a lot of the stuff that we talked about here today. From more viable cards to, printing, making smarter decisions on what Pokemon you put on certain types of cards and things like that. I think just bringing that number down does help kind of fix a lot of those things. And I started off my collecting thinking I was going to get master sets of every single set that came out. And I mean, that, as soon as I started to see some of these, honestly, it really started with Evolving Skies is when I was like, man, I am not going to be able to get master sets of all of these. In the rate that they come out as well. We didn't really touch on that, but that's another small point I wanted to make. Just how fast all these sets come out at us is just it's like opening the door into a hurricane sometimes. It's just so much coming at us all at once. I feel like if they kind of spaced out the sets, I think that would help as well. But I
would definitely be okay with them spacing out the sets better. I don't think they give us too many. I think the way that they release them is a little bit off, that's what
I think too.
We had Evolving Skies and Celebrations within 2 months of each other. Or was it Evolving Skies? I think it was, Celebrations and Fusion Strike. So Celebrations and Fusion Strike came in within 2 months of each other because one was a subset and one was a standard set.
Yeah.
But now we're stuck here waiting for Brilliant Star for 3 months.
Yep.
For 2.5, 3 months now we're waiting for Brilliant Star. And it doesn't make sense either because, I'm okay with them releasing stuff frequently. I would actually be 100% fine if they gave us a set every other month if the set was smaller, if it wasn't a 260 card set. If you're giving us 120, 125 card sets every other month, I think you're onto something right there. To now you're looking at 6 sets a month, and you're not just slam bamming us two sets back to back like that and then waiting 3 months later and just it's just January, March, May, give us a new set and make every other I got so passionate. Make every other set a subset, Give us a subset or twice a year, Give us a subset in March, and whatever would be after that would be November, right? Or
November, usually,
So November, give us a March and November subset, and you're done. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11.
Yep,
easy peasy right there. All the standard sets in between. I think it would be much better, and I don't think it'd be too frequently either, especially if they were consistent about it. At the the second part, the last week of every other month.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Definitely, if they split it up how you're saying and made it smaller sets, that I think I would like that a lot better too. I just think that'd be just less chaotic.
You're not better flow.
It'd be a much better flow. And just with collecting like celebrations that's a much smaller set, but that just felt so much more fulfilling. As you got closer and closer. Now I have completed the set, and it's just that sense of accomplishment was awesome. And to be able to do that with more sets, I think would be amazing.
Yep, and and it really would give you that ability if they removed reverse rares.
Yep.
Made the sets smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And just it would just be better. It would just be better in my opinion. That's our thoughts. That's how we would fix the Pokemon TCG. Now, I know I gave you guys a spicy thumbnail and a spicy title and all that stuff. I don't really truly think the Pokemon TCG is terrible. I don't really truly think that it's broken. It's fine, but there definitely is some fine tuning that can happen. And if any of these things happen in the future, I need every single one of you guys as listeners and viewers to write the Pokemon Company and say, "Hey, you guys directly stole this from the Gym Leaders podcast, and they should be compensated."
I'm right there with you. We got some good ideas.
We do. Over here. Pokemon, hire us, man. We are, it's like fan booking, like if you're in, how you want things to go a particular way. The fans always think they know better. But I'm telling you, we got some great ideas here. We really do.
We're onto something.
I agree. So yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out with us today. It was so much fun. I love this. This video was really fun to make. Like this is one of my favorite podcasts that we've recorded, because it's all us. Like this is us. This is what we want to do. So absolutely amazing, guys. Again, if you're listening on YouTube, drop a sub, hit that thumbs up, go over to ASX TCG's channel, subscribe to his channel as well. And if you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, give us a 5-star review. It really helps push the podcast up onto, people's home pages and in the browse features and all that kind of stuff. So all the support that you guys give us is thank you so much. We're also looking to get into some Q&As. We'd love to have some Q&As with you guys. So please write us on any of our social medias. You can send it to ASX or myself, or you can join the Gym Leaders Discord server below and leave us a question over there. We're not sure how we're going to do it yet. We might do like a special Q&A, or we might just tack on some questions to the tail end of every podcast. We're going to talk about that and figure it out. But do that for us, guys. We love chatting with you guys. We want to answer your questions. ASX, before we get out of here, send us home.
Yeah, I just also wanted to invite you guys to, also just, give us any ideas you have for regular episodes as well.
Yes.
Any topics, we're always open to, to hearing what you guys are, wanting to hear about as well. So drop down in the comments and let us know what are you guys wanting to hear about.
Yep. What do you guys want? We have a couple more episodes to fill before Brilliant Star comes out and stuff starts to get spicy again. Although Legends Arceus is dropping as well, like right now. So we will have little conversation points. But whatever you guys want to talk about, let us know. We're down. That being said, have a wonderful night.